Yo, this is WSoul13 bringing you Raid Shadow Legends, and today we're going to be answering a pretty fundamental question about the game, about how you live your life, I guess. And it's that, why do we play the game, right? Why do we play any game? You want to win the game to be free of the game, yeah? It's kind of like sounds really basic and sounds like something that we already do anyway if you played any game. The reason why you want to finish the game is because you want to see the end, and then that's it. You're done with the game, right? Because a raid is a gacha game, it's kind of hard to know exactly how do you know you've finished the game, right? So it is a very blurry type thing for a lot of people. So for some people, if they get Arbiter, that's it, they're done. For some people, if they finish Hard Doom Tower, they're done. For some people, if they get Faction Wars through, they're done. So for some people, it's an Ultra Nightmare team, a 1 key or a 2 key on Ultra Nightmare team, and then they're done, right? So this is not a video telling you, oh, when should you quit the game, right? Because it's an RPG. An RPG doesn't really end, especially an RPG like this, where there's like new game modes all the time, and farming is such a huge part of it. So like you see right now, I got a bunch of energy I'm not really using, right? I'm just tacking more onto that. I might play that during the next fusion. Everybody's already trashing the next fusion champ. I haven't seen him yet, so I'm gonna take a look and I'll let you guys know what I think. But I'm already prepping for him. See, I kind of have a process rather than the whole oh, let's see what this guy does, and is it hype or is it not hype, right? I trust the process more, right? So here, check this out. I don't open shards anymore. Barely, rarely. And the reason why is because I believe shards now are a lot more valuable unopened. That's just the reality of the way raid is right now. It's just, there's so many different champions in the game. They've diluted the legendary pool, that even if you do pull a legendary, it might not be the impactful legendary you're thinking it's going to be. The epics are where the strength level is, so if you do pull an epic, chances are it's going to be a game changer for you, especially earlier on in the game. Even later in the game, honestly, there's still some epics I'm looking for, like Deacon Armstrong. What's that other one? Allure. I don't have Allure yet. So yeah, I did get what's his face? Damn, the one everybody wants, Inquisitor Shamel, right? They offered him as a guaranteed champ. So are they gonna continue with this route of the guaranteed champs? Judging on the amount of guaranteed champs they gave us last year, I think it's a pretty good bet that they're gonna do it again, right? Because Plarium doesn't really do things repeatedly unless the analytics show that it makes them money. That's just the way it goes. That's why we never saw Battle Pass 2. It's because their analytics was probably not great for Battle Pass. Even though Battle Pass was probably the singular best bang for your buck deal they ever gave in Raid, right? So go figure. It is what it is, right? That's why for a lot of people, to try to look for a way to play the game without spending money. And this is how you play the game without spending money, in my opinion, is that you diamond hand your freaking shards, bruh, right? So how do you do that? You do that by getting progression through the game with champs that you either get for free or that you can farm for, right? So I just want to show you some kind of like some challenges, I guess you could say that. So for a lot of people, one of their main, what is the reason why people can't diamond hand their shards? Okay, I'll tell you right now. it's the same way with real life. The reason why you can't hold on to something before you sell it for the price you want to sell it, right? I'm not talking about investments here. This is an investment advice. I'm just talking about like life in general. It's because you don't have income. That's it. That's the reason why. The reason why you can't diamond hand shards is because you don't have income. So what is income in raid? Income in raid, in my opinion, is this, right? Clan boss chests. So if you can get the Ultra Nightmare chest and you can get 2 of them a day, that's amazing. That means you're automatically in the top 1% of raid, in my opinion. You're like the top 1% of raid players that you're getting Ultra Nightmare chests twice daily. So income wise, you're kind of already killing it, right? Ideally, you want to be able to do Nightmare chests at least, right? Because Nightmare chest at least gives you a chance of getting a shard every other day or so, right? So that's where you get your shards, that's where you get your books every other day. When you're first starting out, the race to Nightmare Clan boss really is kind of like the big milestone you wanna hit. And then eventually you wanna do a thing where you can 2 or 3 key Ultra Nightmare and then 1 key Nightmare, 1 key Brutal. That way you could always have Brutal chests and you can always have extra Nightmare chests on top of your Ultra Nightmare chest. So if you're able to do Clan boss that many times a day, I mean, for a lot of people, that's a lot of time. That's kind of like maybe 45 minutes worth of time. That's why these are things you do while you're doing something else in the background, you know. I won't tell you how I do it when I do it, but definitely there are ways I can find to sneak it in there during the day. But not recently, not actually the past couple of weeks. I haven't really been playing that hard the past couple of weeks. I haven't been playing at all, actually. So the other one that you can do, of course, is the daily quest. So the daily quest gives you a way to do something in the game that you're going to do anyway, like arena and all that stuff, and get some rewards out of it, right? So that's income. That is preventing you from spending resources in order to get stuff in the game. But really, the 2 things I think that, well, maybe 3, but definitely, it starts with the gem mine. So the earlier you max this out, the more value you're going to extract out of this. If you're playing raid and you're not spending money, you're going to be in it for the long haul. That's just the way it is. So after 3 months, you're gonna start earning money from the gem mine. But here's the thing, in those 3 months you actually get your money back every month. Yeah, so it's 1,500, I think, to max out your gem mine, and then every month is roughly 500 gems if you keep up with the collecting it every day. So roughly, right? So we're not talking exact numbers. I think the exact number is something like 100 days, something like that. But roughly every month you're gonna get 500 back, right? And that 500 you can use for whatever. So the idea that you're sacrificing some kind of extreme early game advantage by giving up the 1,500 gems, I don't think it's true. I really don't. So max out your gem mine because the game is in it for the long haul, right? So you're playing at least 6 months to get Sil, which is the first kind of like big milestone to hit, is the 6 months playing the game, because you get Sil the Drakes, one of the best champions in the game, if not the best F2P champ in the game. I think she is the best free-to-play champ in the game, but you can argue for Arbiter as well. She's really, really good. Then the other one you want to do is you want to expand your market slots. Why? Because that's where you get some mystery shards, you can get some 2-star champs, and earlier in the game, occasionally you're going to get some, what did I do? I think I may have messed up my camera. Anyways, I'm going to go off camera for the rest of the way. And then, the next one you want to do is the sparring pit, because the sparring pit is where you're going to get free energy to get some level 30s and level 40s for free, passively, basically. So even though, for a lot of people, they feel like it's not worth it. It actually is very much worth it to get the sparring pit done earlier in the game. And of course, later on, once you're starting the farm, you definitely want to fill up your barbarian slot, right? For your war maiden, your dark elf slot, for your kale, right? It's just all these extra stats really do help a lot. And that's it. I mean, those are easy things you can do and things you can do for free, you know? So if I were you, I'd be thinking about how do I get progression out of this game without opening too many shards, the least amount of shards that you need to open. The reason why is you want to stockpile these shards for a guaranteed champ event, right? So what's the moral of the story here? The moral of the story is last year I was able to build a 2-key Ultra Nightmare team that works for Brutal and Nightmare same time. 1-key Brutal, 1-key Nightmare, right? And full auto. It's built with champs that you got just playing the game. So consider this a head start. If this next fusion champ really is trash and you're playing the game right now, consider that a head start, because now you can save up for the next fusion. So if you're thinking about skipping this fusion, fine, perfectly fine. So let's review real quick. So I think early last year we got Iron Brago, one of the best fusion champs we've ever done. Passive increased death, so that covers a lot of your defense requirements for clan boss, right? So you want to shoot for something like 2700 death. And then Under Priest Brogni is probably the best fusion champ they've ever done. I think he's very close to being the best fusion champ they've ever done. I mean, Tormund maybe, but yeah, Under Priest Brogni definitely up there. And what he gives you is block debuffs and this crazy passive where he reflects a bunch of damage and triggers Giant Slayer, gives you a ton of damage. So you need survivability and damage in Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. He gives both. Geomancer is one of the best epics they've ever released, right? And he was just released last year, and they served him up as a guaranteed champ, I think for like 40 ancient shards. So yeah, you could have gotten Geomancer guaranteed, and he is a beast in Clan Boss, right? Really good everywhere else in the game, honestly, but specifically in Clan Boss, he's amazing. And then Demetha was an unkillable option that they gave you this year, late last year, which you could have gotten for 5,000 points worth of shards, right? And honestly, Demetha is a archetype of her own. If you can pair up with the champs that you may have gotten luckily that pair up with her to build the Demetha unkillable teams, that's your unkillable team right there. So your first out to try to get Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss obviously is unkillable. But what I'm telling you is, if you're not lucky in that aspect, you never pull a Man-Eater, because me, I never pulled a Cold Heart until after I got Arbiter, and I think it was a year past the game already before I even got a Cold Heart. So some people are going to have the extreme version of bad RNG in terms of some champs. It is what it is. It's a gacha game. And then later on at the end of the year, they finally gave Fane away for free, even though she was actually a fusion champ, but that was like 2 years ago rather than last year. So yes, you could have built this exact team last year, just playing the game last year. Playing through the fusion events, diamond ending shards for guaranteed champ events, right? So for me, I believe that is how we should play this game. And I'm actually going to demonstrate that this year by playing through the fusion events and showing you what kind of team we can build. Is it going to be a Ultra Nightmare capable team, or maybe not? We'll see. We'll see what Ray gives us. We'll see what Plarium gives us, and we'll give you updates on that team. Obviously, we're going to be building it from scratch, right? So we'll see what we can do. Okay, but I'm very excited to kind of get that going. Kind of like a new game plus, right? So you don't need to open a new account. So if you're already done with the game, looking for a new challenge, I think that's a great challenge. Try to build an Ultra Nightmare team just from fusion champs and maybe champs you pull during the fusion champ events, or guaranteed champs, right? So that's it, guys. I just wanted to check up on y'all and give you some good vibes. See you next time.